gotta avoid. We don't want this to be the plot of a James Cameron. We want more Gene Roddenberry than James Cameron movie situation.
But it would be fascinating to watch some rich person walk down the street of New York City flanked by 2 giant Tesla robots, Jack Tesla robots
like
that were there to
RoboCop
protect
or
you.
Something, but just fully robots.
Somebody fully robot there to protect you from a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting.
I mean,
You could potentially see that.
Yeah.
Restaurants would probably have no robot rules. You can't bring a robot.
Yeah, leave a robot.
Leave your robot outside. Your robot standing by the table.
Man, the future's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really unpredictable. Like I mean, you probably have a pretty good sense of it, but I think most people don't understand the wave that's coming.
Yeah.
And I was kind of completely drown society and change it forever.
Yeah. We have, like I said, it's not going to happen like overnight, but it's 20 years from now. I think it's still like 20 years from now. I think there's going to be more humanoid robots than there are humans.
Really?
Yes.
More humanized. Well, that's so crazy. So that's like more guns. We have more guns than people in America. We'll have more robots than people in America as well.
Yes.
You'll have a bunch of old robots nobody wants anymore.
I guess. Early versions or something.
In a historical timeline, 20 years in the past has not been that big of a deal. I mean, this is a big deal, but you go from like 1900, 1920, not that big of a deal. 1920, 1940, kind of a big deal. 1940, 1960, things start getting weird. 60 to 80, wow, that's a big difference. 80 to 2000, holy shit, now you have the internet. 2000 to 2020, whoa, this is nuts. You have propaganda, social media, YouTube, streaming. 20 years from now, like, what are we even talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be that much of a shift. Like, it's all accelerating. And we're in the middle of it, so it's very difficult to sort of, like, feel it while it's happening, because it kind of just feels like life. And you just get adapted to the changes.
Yeah. I mean, people's phones at this point are a supercomputer in their pocket, like an oracle that can answer any questions. People just take it for granted.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
They get mad if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like Louis C.K.'s joke about using your phone when you're on a plane. Fucking piece of shit. Like, you're in the sky. You're floating in the air.
And now it will work with Starlink too.
What's that?
It will work with Starlink. The Starlink,
yes.
The Starlink connection, it'll be like being on the ground.
Well, I was telling you how I used Starlink when I was in Utah. I was in the mountains of Utah. There was no cell phone service anywhere near. And we had full YouTube. We had text messages, FaceTime, everything, phone calls. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And it's this big as that cigar box.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so light. When I brought it out there, like, that's it, or this is it. Let's just plug it in. And the guys I was in camp with were like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
The whole camp was like sharing it. So it was like 10 people using the Wi-Fi signal.
Right.
It's nuts.
Yep.
And then, that's the beginning. I mean, what you're at right now is like what version? This is Starlink Mini, right? So this is like a very small version. How much smaller can it scale down from that?
Well, there's a certain area that you need. Like, the bigger the area, the more you can, like your
higher the bandwidth.
Yeah, because you're like trying to catch these like photons essentially. So you can think of the area of the antenna is like the more area you have, the more photons you can catch. But we have a direct to cell capability as well that we've been launching that will turn on probably in a few months. That'll actually connect directly to a cell phone unmodified. But because the cell phone is a much worse antenna than a dedicated antenna, it'll be about 100 times less bandwidth. But still, you'll be able to like do text messages, pictures, like medium resolution videos, that kind of thing.
One of the cool things about the new phone, the new iPhone, the iPhone 16, I got it and I was in the mountains last month and I was text messaging with satellites.
Yeah.
iMessages.
Right.
And receiving them.
But just text.
Yeah, just text.
Yeah.
But still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.